Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We will start our sixth lecture of Relativity and Cosmology. Course code is PHYS 4115. My name is Dr. Sayyid Avasrov. We will start our lecture about the metric as a tensor. But before that, let's recall what is the metric. Generally, the infinitesimal distance or interval in relativity, which we call ds, between two neighboring points x mu and x mu plus dx mu is defined previously as ds square is equal to g mu nu of x dx mu dx nu. The above equation or the equation ds square is also known as the line element, where the g mu nu of x are the components of the metric tensor of rank 2, which we wrote last time in our lecture. Here, a good piece of information to keep in the back of your mind is that the metric is symmetric, which means that if we have g mu nu, it will be equal to g nu mu. As we know that the metric tensor is a coordinate dependent function, and the metric G, which we call the line element, is written formally as a sum over tensor products of basis 1 forms. It is written as G is equal to GAB dxa dxb. As we studied previously that the metric has an inverse which is written with raised indices. The inverse is defined via the relationship GAB GBC is equal to delta CA, where delta is the familiar Kronecker delta function. Note that the metric is not singular if G mod is not equal to 0. Usually GAC here is contravariant tensor of rank 2 and it is called contravariant metric. When the metric is diagonal, this makes it easy to find the inverse. For example, looking at the metric for spherical coordinates, it is clear that all components GAB is equal to 0 when A is not equal to B. A metric can be used to define distances and lengths of vectors in a manifold. The square of the length or norm of a contravariant vector x mu or g mu can be defined like g square or x square, which is equal to g mu nu of x mu x nu, which is equal to x mu, or we can say that x superscript x mu superscript and x mu subscript. Taking the example of spherical coordinates, we can define metric as GRR or GR is equal to 1. Similarly, for the theta component, we have G theta r square is equal to 1, or G theta is equal to 1 over r square. Similarly, for phi component, we will get G phi is equal to 1 over r square sine square theta. These components can be arranged in matrix form as GAB is equal to 1, 0, 0. Then in the y coordinate or elements, we have 0, 1 over r square 0, 0, 0, 1 over r square sine square theta. इंडेक्स रेजिंग एंड लॉवरिंग. अब हम पढ़ते हैं कि इंडेक्स रेजिंग एंड लॉवरिंग क्या है और किस तरह हम यूज़ करते हैं इसको. इन रिलेटिविटी it is often necessary to use the metric to manipulate expressions via index raising and lowering. रिलेटिविटी में इंडेक्स रेजिंग और लॉवरिंग बहुत यूज़फुल है because we need to use the metric to get desirable results from different expressions. Therefore, we use the metric with lowered indices to lower an upper index present on another term in the expression, or use the metric with raised indices to raise a lower index present on an other term. First, consider some vector VA. We can use the metric to obtain the covariant components by writing VA is equal to GAB VB. By the summation convention, we can write VA vector as GAB VB. Splitting it into its parts or components, we get GA0 V0 plus GA1 V1 plus GA2 V2 plus GA3 V3. Here we have V0, the first component for vector V is time component for the time coordinate. Then the other three are for space coordinates. Often but not always, the metric will be diagonal, and so only one of the term in the sum will contribute. Indices can be raised in an analogous manner. For example, VA is equal to GAB VB. Often we raise and lower indices with the metric in a more abstract fashion. The reason for doing this is to get equations in a more desirable form to derive some results. रिलेटिविटी में बहुत सारी डेरिवेशंस करनी पड़ती हैं और उनके रिजल्ट्स को अपनी मर्ज़ी के मुताबिक हासिल करने के लिए हमें डिफरेंट मेट्रिक यूज़ करने पड़ते हैं और उनके लिए हमें रेजिंग एंड लोवरिंग इंडेक्स की टेक्निक को यूज़ करना पड़ता है. We have already seen a bit of this with an ordinary vector XA is equal to GAB XB. We can also apply this technique to a vector that is present in a more complicated expression such as XA YC is equal to GAB XB YC. Here we have two vectors x and y and two different indices a and c. Next we will discuss the dot product. The metric also tells us how to compute the dot or scalar product in a given geometry. In particular, the dot product is written as v dot w. For example, if we have two vectors v and w, then we can write the dot product as v dot w is equal to va wa. One index is subscript and the other is superscript. Next, what we will do is to use index raising and lowering to write the scalar product in a different way. So let's take two vectors v and w. V dot w, the dot product of v and w will be equal to va wa, which can be written as gab vb wa. Here we wrote a metric gab, then we have vector v with index b and the other vector w with index a. Then we can also change the index as gab, the contravariant metric. Then we have vector va and wb. Let's apply this dot product formula and calculate different vectors, covariant, contravariant or dot product of two vectors. Here the example is, consider the metric in plane wave coordinates with components given by gab is equal to 100 r square. We have covariant metric and a contravariant metric. In case of contravariant metric, g superscript ab is equal to 1001 over r square. Let va is equal to 1 1 and wa is equal to 0 1. So find the value of va, wa and v dot w. So let's start and find the solution. What we'll do first is to find we will find value of va, which is equal to covariant metric gab vb. Then we calculate the value of, since we have plane polar coordinates, so we deal with r theta. First we calculate the element for vr, which is equal to grr vr. Here we will put the value, multiply, and we get the answer where vr is equal to 1. And similarly for theta we get r square. So we have two values of vector va, one is 1 and the other is r square. In analogous manner, we have wa is equal to gab wb. This is the second vector. We do the same with the second vector W and calculate its element. So vector WA will be equal to 0, 1 over R square. For the dot product we have V dot W, which can be written as GAB VA WB, and divided or splitting it into its part, we get GRR VR WR plus G theta theta V theta W theta. Putting values and multiplying and adding the two terms, we get answer which is equal to 1. So the dot product of vectors V and W here is equal to 1. Next we will discuss about the passing arguments to the metric. Thinking of a tensor as a map from vectors and one forms to the real numbers, हम ये सोच सकते हैं कि मैट्रिक को डिफरेंट टर्म्स में भी रिप्रेजेंट किया जा सकता है. स्पेसिफिकली वी कैन व्यू द मेट्रिक एज ए सेकेंड रैंक टेंसर. मेट्रिक को हम ऐसे कंसीडर कर सकते हैं सेकेंड रैंक टेंसर, जो कि एक्सेप्ट करता है टू वेक्टर आर्गुमेंट्स को. द आउटपुट इज़ अ रियल नंबर. The dot product between the two vectors can be represented as G of VW, which is equal to V dot W, the dot product of two vectors. Looking at the metric tensor in this way, we see that the components of the metric tensor are found by passing the basis vectors as arguments. बेसिस वेक्टर्स को एज आर्गूमेंट हम बाईपास करवा सकते हैं मेट्रिक टेंसर के में. दैट इज़ वी कैन राइट इट एज G इंटू EA EB, विच इज़ इक्वल टू GA डॉट EA डॉट EB इज़ इक्वल टू GAB. In Minkowski space or the flat space, we have EA dot EB, which is equal to eta AB. The flat space time metric. Next we will see null vectors. If we have a vector VA, it is said to be null vector if it satisfies the condition GAB VA VB is equal to 0. If we have metric or the covariant metric and two vectors written as contravariant form VA VB, if we get a result equal to 0, then the vector is called a null vector. Usually or generally a null vector is a vector that has only magnitude that has zero magnitude. A null vector has zero magnitude, but it can have no direction or any direction. Next, the metric determinant. Determinant of the metric is used often and we write it as G is equal to determinant of GAB. That's the last topic of our second chapter, and as well the last topic of lecture number 16. Let's summarize our sixth lecture of relativity and cosmology. We studied about the metric, how we can write the metric, and what is the metric tensor, how we can define a metric, or the dot product of metric or two vectors can be calculated. We studied how metric is useful to solve different problems in relativity by using raising and lowering the index. Also, we study how we can pass an argument to a metric. We calculated the dot product of two vectors. Then we studied about what is null vector, what condition it should satisfy to be a null vector. We also wrote the determinant of the metric. In next lecture we will start our third chapter, which is more about the tensors, and that we will start with the manifold, the concept of manifold, and we continue about the tensors, how we can write different tensors or having different ranks and orders.